Hi class, let's take a look at example 5. In this specific example, it's actually using higher powers of basically of cosines, same idea, cosines and sines. Now, for a problem like this, you can technically use identities, but it will make it into a monster problem, especially if n is actually large. So any problem like this, I would ask you to do the power reduction formulas. Those will be provided. Formula 28 and 29 are actually from the back of the book from the table of integrals. And it'll have those instructions of use any power reduction formulas. Now in this case, we're just going to apply, formula 29. And we're going to apply formula 29 with technically n is equal to 3. And this actual integral, it's actually going to reduce to, it's going to be 1 over n. So in this case, 1/3 of the cosine n minus 1, it's going to give us a squared here with an actual sine of x plus n minus 1. So in this case, 3 minus 1 over 3 integral of the actual cosine n minus 2. So in this case, 3 minus 2 of technically x dx. So this one, using the power reduction formulas, which is in this case the most appropriate to use, we're just going to end up with 1/3 cosine squared of x sine of x plus 2/3 integral of an actual cosine of x dx. So our final answer, it's going to be 1/3 of cosine squared of x sine of x plus 2/3 technically sine of x plus the constancy. This is our final formula. As I stated before, any higher powers of cosines, you would approach these by the power reduction formulas. And something to take into account is that as n gets large, you may end up evaluating this integral over and over and over. So these could get very large. I wouldn't ask you for anything larger than what we're doing in class, but the idea is if you were to have a larger problem, then you can actually apply the proper formula. In this case, it turned out to be very simple.